Well, I want to continue a wee bit more about the story about how things began to happen in Derry. Now, there was a young girl that gave her life to the Lord, got saved in Ballabufay, and she would have been into drugs and one thing and another like that when she was, and of course, I think it might have been Bombay, I'm not sure on that, but some of the young people would have went down, played the guitar on the beach, and sung some new type of choruses with her. But that one of those nights there was a tent and a few Derry girls were there, and they down had a lock of beer with them. I thought they'd go over and talk to these lovely guys. And I wasn't one of them, by the way, but there was some very nice young guys there, and so they chatted and they found out this wasn't just the normal type of sing-song. They were singing about Jesus. They were talking to them about Jesus. And the next day, one of those girls went looking for this girl and Angela, and she said, I have this wild hatred against this other woman. And does that mean I couldn't become a Christian? And not maybe a pile of wisdom, but she just says, well, don't worry about that. You give your life to the Lord and the Lord will sort that out. And that's what Lynn did. And Lynn was the first, one of the first, along with a few others in Derry that started to come to my house. Now, Lynn got the father threw her out of home early in her life. She was only maybe 17 years of age. But she was a real sharp wee lass, shall we say. And different people began to come, which was amazing because they were coming to my house. And Lynn would have brought people from Cregan and around that area. And it was quite interesting to see how many of the young people started to come. And of course, on Tuesday night we had a meeting, and the guys from Ballabufay would have come up, Mike and all the guys from Ballabufay would have come up, and my house was starting to get filled up with young people, and people from all sorts of backgrounds were coming in, and they were they were young, and you really needed to understand you could be interrupted if you were speaking, and you had to take time and just answer their questions and things like that, and were funny things. Anything could have started them off giggling. There was one time, a particular member, it should have been an ex-alcoholic woman, came in, and there was very serious speaking going on, and she put up the hand. She says, "Can I share?" And of course, like, how can you stop somebody like that? And she talked. She says, "Well, my brother died, and how do you know that he's not down there doing the haymaker's jig?" Well, the whole place erupted into laughing. They couldn't have stopped it with the young people. But it was miraculous days to see how many of those young people were coming to the Lord. Some were just rough enough diamonds, but God saw them and began to touch them. One night in the Casbah Bar in Derry, which was famous for its drugs and drink, 11 came one night. They were invited by some of these young people, and our house started to fill up. But you couldn't have moved. The fellow playing the guitar could not even put the neck of the guitar down. He had to play it with the neck up the way because the room was that tightly packed. And there were some great times, and that's how the actual church, that some people would know it in Northland Road, Derry Donegal Christian Fellowship, was born. It was born there. It was born amongst those young people. It was born out of the places that people told me it was a waste of time going there because nobody would come out of the Lake of Cregan or Brandywell or Bogside or Shantala. And there was a number of people from Brandywell, Shantala, Cregan, Bogside, and I was in those days walking through those streets quite often, and They were maybe quite difficult days, for they were in the midst of the troubles of bombing and shooting and petrol bombing. Nobody has any idea what that time was like. But we went with the gospel, the good news. And by and large, people respected what we were. And there's some amazing stories that actually took place. I'll tell you a few more of them maybe tomorrow again. I see my time's run out. I have a egg timer here that keeps me right. Thank you.